Hello, I'm Adam Benton. I'm here with Ebony Bennet with GetTherapy.com. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the credentialing process. It's something that is really complicated. Applications take forever. Kind of a frustrating process. What do you see on your end when you are doing credentialing?
The biggest thing that I see on my end when we are providing credentialing services to providers is basically it's hard to wait, and unfortunately insurance companies can take anywhere from 60 days up to 120 days to credential you. Within that process, when the process begins, we take time to compile all the documents that will be needed in order for us to start filling out applications for you. Each insurance company has its own application process, its own set of rules, its own set of requirements. And so we will map out what is needed for that process. And some of the basic things that are needed are your tax ID number, your MPI number, your state license,
proof of practice, malpractice insurance.
Correct. And so those are some of the things that are needed. And so what we try to do is compile all that information, and then we begin to reach out to the insurance companies to start getting contracts for you. Most insurance companies will require that we send a request to them first. If you're brand new to insurance companies, we have to send a request with your information, and that is just to request the contract. Then once we receive that contract from the insurance companies, we can begin to fill that contract out, get all your information laid out for the insurance company, and then we'll start the submission process after that. Within that process, there is a number called a CQH ID. I'll let you restate
Sure.
that.
CAQH
ID, excuse me, that most insurance companies use or they need in order to start initiating that process. And the CAQH is basically sort of a network that is used by all the insurance companies, where you can upload all your license information, your resume, your practice information, and it basically compiles all that information for the insurance company. So once they get a certain set of things from us, they will use your CAQH ID to obtain additional information regarding you as a provider.
And then a period of time, a couple of months, 3 months, up to 6 months can go by while they're in process, I guess, trying to decide, make decisions, and then they send a letter to approve, or what?
That's correct. The longest insurance company, or the longest time frame that an insurance company takes is usually 120 days, and United Healthcare is one of those ones that takes the entire 120 days. And so once they have done that, we will either receive an email, a letter, or both, stating that we have finished your credentialing and you are now in the network, and it'll kind of give you some things that you need to do from there.
And how does retroactive approval, I notice sometimes the dates are way before the actual date of the letter, so what's happening there?
So certain insurance companies, specifically Blue Cross and Blue Shield, will use what they call a receive date, and basically what that means is they assign a date to your credentialing start date, and it is the date that they actually receive the paperwork and get it input into their system. So we can go back, I believe with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you can bill up to 120 days after the service, but your start date will be the date that they receive that paperwork and get it uploaded to the system.
Okay, so you can be paid for services you provided a little bit before the approval letter arrives.
That's correct. Correct.
That makes sense. And TRICARE seems to take a while. That seems to be one that's
you have to
slower
remember,
process.
TRICARE is a federally, allocated program, and so there's a lot of red tape that goes with TRICARE. So it is one of the longer. It does have one of the longer processing times.
So the steps in the process are, at Get Therapy, we'll accumulate all the information we're going to need. Then we request the applications and contracts from the insurance companies. Then we fill out the applications. Then we send it back to the insurance company, and then they connect with CAQH, verify information, work on their end to set up your account, and then that happens over a period of time, and then we get an approval letter saying that we're ready to go. And in that approval letter, we may be able to bill for services that occurred during that time period.
That's correct. That's correct. And one thing that we do is that we make sure what your start date will be, because all insurance companies won't do that. They won't give you a start date and then you can go ahead and see patients. That is only for a handful of insurance companies that allow us to do that. So we will kind of let you know which ones you can actually see patients during this time frame while you're in the credentialing process. Or we'll say this one, you definitely, like United Healthcare is one of those. You don't want to be seeing United Healthcare clients while you're in the credentialing process.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.